This week on Q Points, we are celebrating the Banjee Boombox Festival. Banjee Boombox is a fiscally sponsored, vibrant QTBIPOC festival dedicated to the celebration, amplification, and cultivation of safe spaces for the diverse voices of women, non-binary individuals, and LGBTQIA+ artists, DJs, and musicians. Their mission is to create an inclusive platform that not only showcases the incredible talent within the community, but also fosters an environment where every unique voice can be heard and appreciated. On this episode, we welcome festival performer Sunny Cheeba. Q Points family, we are of course celebrating the beauty that is Banjee Boombox, which is happening August 3rd at the Sultan Room in the Planet of Brooklyn on August 3rd. And we have with us one of the folks that will be on the stage rocking it for the crowd there, Sunny Cheeba. Welcome to Q Points. How are you?
Peace, y'all. Thank you for having me. I'm in good spirits. I'm tired because I had a crazy day yesterday, but grateful to be here.
Yeah. Welcome, welcome. So we're going to definitely get into your history a bit, but we're going to first start with Banjee Boombox. So this is such an important festival for a lot of reasons, but one of those reasons is, of course, the inclusivity component of this. Want to get your perspective. From your perspective, why is it important that spaces like Banjee Boombox exist for the audience and the artists?
Absolutely. I feel like we need to have control of the spaces that we're in. I feel like a lot of times we get booked to be on like bigger lineups or like, other events, but being able to control this space, the diversity of the lineup that you want to see, and a place where people feel safe to be themselves, to be, you know what I mean, flamboyant, like just loud and proud in who they are, and there's no judgment. It is an inclusive space, and just for us to get raunchy together and feel good.
I love it.
Yo, to that point, okay, so give us a little flavor. Like, so on the set, so for you at Banjee Boombox, like, what can people expect from you? What flavor are you bringing for this? We're really curious about what story do you want to tell on stage for Banjee Boombox?
I love that question because a lot of times I mostly freestyle a lot of my sets. I walk into a room understanding, like, I look at the artists that are playing, I listen to the music that's playing, I read the crowd before I even get on. But for this, I just want to be, and I only have an hour, so I feel like I gotta like,
Yeah.
hit it from
Yes.
jump. So you're
Hmm.
probably gonna hear like a lot of house, Latin house, club music, classic 90s shit that's gonna like make you drop low. That's like really my vibe right now. But
Love
of
it.
You
course,
know,
I love like reading the room and like seeing how people react to the sets that are playing. And maybe if somebody's doing all of that before, I might switch it up if I go on after that.
Love it.
you are speaking my language, Sunny Cheeba. You speak my language, and I can't wait. First of all, this is a homecoming for me because I grew up in Brooklyn, and
Mm.
grew up in the zeitgeist of the golden era, and it's beautiful that Banjee Boombox is here, but it's also ironic in this moment of time that we've curated a space for inclusion in hip hop when today there are so many opponents that are popping up, opponents within the culture that aim to erase the contributions of various citizens
Yes.
of hip hop. So, what is your reaction to this moment of just straight up xenophobia within the culture?
Honestly, I feel like it's really telling because you hear people talk about like being against like the police or stuff like that, but then you see artists out here repping Eric Adams, and I'm like, make it make sense.
Mm,
There's just so many layers to it. I feel like we have to remember the origins of hip hop and understanding that it was a voice for people who are oppressed in your cities, and being able to share your message with the world and be able to have a platform to speak your truth. And I think we have to stay true to that. Um, And yeah, I just love what's happening in people who are like taking that and like running with it and doing what they want and speaking their truth. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and like you said, there's so many of us that have, whether we were born in this country or, you know, immigrated to this country, that have contributed to this culture, to this art. There are so many people of different walks of life. As a matter of fact, we just celebrated Larry Levan, what would have been his 70th birthday.
Yes.
And
Talk
I
about
just,
it.
you know what I'm saying? And to this day, you know, you and I, we speak the language, we're DJs. And so to this day, we still feel his imprint on us. And so I just would love for you to share with the Q Points podcast listeners, what do you want your legacy to be as a
Ooh,
DJ and as a culture curator?
ooh. I feel like for me, like I've always been a person where it's like if I feel like I don't see it happening, I'm gonna make it happen. So like I started throwing parties in the Bronx almost 10 years ago with my crew. And it's because, you know, we always had to travel far to like have a good time. But I was like, I see like an area that we need to amplify and being able to create your spaces and like have people who feel the same way, um who have the same what am I trying to say? Like have the same values, you know what I mean? Like
Mm-hmm.
being in a room full of people who get it. And I feel like we always just have to be those people. So my legacy really is being able to curate spaces, being able to bridge the gap, you know, through generations. Like I love being in a space where you see elders and young folks because music is liberation. Like aside from DJing, I also farm. Like I'm a farmer by day and a DJ by night. So for me, like being able to take control of the food system, the things you want to eat, and also the spaces you want to be in, and how the spaces you want to be in are kind of like a fractal in the larger scheme of things. Like the fact that they say like a butterfly can create like a tornado and like the other side of the
Mm.
world. Like we have the power to create waves of change, and even doesn't matter how small they are, as long as we do it together and uplifting each other. I feel like that really is like the epitome of why I do everything I do.
So, Sunny, I did not know we were going to ask this question, but I, as a food person, Sir Daniel knows this. I have to ask you. Um, Music is one of those things for us that has really sustained us and given us life. Food is another thing that is germane to our existence, right?
Literally,
You know what
literally.
I'm saying? So, talk about the importance of, you know, from your perspective, where our food comes from and why it's important that we understand that as where our food comes from and really getting into it like you've gotten into it.
Absolutely. I mean, being a person who grew up in New York City in the South Bronx, like I'm a child of like redlining and food
Mm-hmm.
insecurities, but like,
Mm-hmm.
and being very detached from our food systems, and this is how they want it, right? Like the variety that we get in supermarkets is nothing near to what exists in the world and the biodiversity that exists in the world. So for me, like getting into farming was about being able to understand and see like the magic that is the thing. Like food is so magical. The fact that it grows from the seed in the dirt and like you nurture it, and it teaches you so much about life and giving and taking and the symbiotic relationships that we need to have with the earth and with each other. So being able to like have people like I am so adamant on like getting people to come to the farm that I work at. It's in the South Bronx and like it's a community space. So being able to have people come and we grow culturally relevant crops. So it's like not just the thing like kale and stuff. We grow things that align with our cultures. And that's also super important because people think just giving people healthy food is changing anything. But if they don't have a connection to it, they don't know what to do with it, right? So yeah, there's so many layers. I could go really deep into it, but food is so powerful and music. It's like these are the things that nourish us and uplift us, and we need to like be very like what is the I think Fela Kuti said something like music is sacred. You don't mess with it. Like this is something, this is God's tools, our tools. to lift each other up. So I hope I didn't do left.
No, I love this because I don't think you realize you dropped such a gem on us at the in this moment, because at the basis of what you're saying is what we ingest, food and music, definitely comes out in the energy that we're projecting into this world, and we project onto each other.
Yes.
And if we really want to see a change in the way that we treat each other, we're going to have to start what we're putting into our bodies, including the food and the music.
Yes.
And Sunny Cheeba is a soldier for that change. Sunny, please let the Q Points podcast family know how they can find out more about you as a DJ and as a farmer, a cultural soldier in this game, and just find out more about your life and who you are.
Absolutely. I have a website, sunnycheeba.com. You can find out, like, I update that with all my gigs and any sets that I have upcoming and mixes. You can also follow me on Instagram at SUNNAAY. And also, like, I'm in the process of starting a farm cooperative with my friends. We're getting land in Connecticut. And you can follow us at Saba Arbor. We're throwing parties. We have a fundraiser coming up this Thursday at Bronx Brewery. I have a lot of my friends DJing, and yeah, we'll love y'all's support in this cooperative model of building a new world together. So,
Sunny Cheeba will be on stage at Banjee Boombox on Saturday, August 3rd. Doors open at 5 p.m. Come and see your boys. Q Points will also be there. We will have a table there. We will be having some headphones. You can listen, and you can also check out Sunny Cheeba with the set. We can't wait. I'm a dance, I'm sure.
Yeah, you better. And I like to bring instruments, so I'm probably gonna have my maracas or something. So
I was just about to ask, are you also hitting us with vinyl, or are you gonna do digital set?
I have to see what the tech is looking like. Like, if sometimes if I'm the one who's doing turntables, it could be a lot to transition. But you know, either way, I'm gonna come with the flavor, so don't worry.
Absolutely, and I can't wait. We cannot wait. Sunny Cheeba, thank you. Thank you so much for spending some time with the Q Points podcast and our family, and becoming a part of our family.
Yes.
And we will see you August 3rd on the rooftop of the Sultan building on the planet of Brooklyn. This is Q Points podcast. I am DJ Sir Daniel.
I'm J Ray. This is Sunny Cheeba, y'all.
Cheeba, y'all.
Thank you for having me. So honored. So excited to get down with you on the dance floor.
Absolutely. Peace, everybody.